Welcome back to Closing Bell on the 26th of November 2020. Firstly, I would like to say a very happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends and viewers who are watching this. Hope you have a good time with the family. It might be a Zoom party, it might be a close party. Wish you all the best and stay safe and enjoy the family time. Okay, for today's segment of the Closing Bell, I want to focus on 3 stocks. Technical analysis. Yes, earnings seasons are not out or already passed, but I just want to go and look at the technical trends to see what may be happening or what we'll be forecasting. So it's 3 stocks. It'll be Fiverr, Square, and Crowdstrike. So the first one, my favorite, one of my top 3 stocks, Fiverr. So I've just sat down for 30 minutes looking at the trends and I noticed 2 possibilities. So as you can see, Fiverr has been on a good run. They broke 200, they're going up 203. So they are at a point where they could go up the way on a breakout, a possible breakout, or down the way to get itself resetted again. Okay, so I am using my Yahoo Finance. If you want to see how I do my technical trending, please check out this video up here, which I share everything what I do. And then once you watch that, you understand and come back to this video. Alright, let me begin Fiverr. So as you can see, what I've been working on is I've looked at the RSI. It's still low, it's still at 65, possibly hitting 75 before potential sell-off or a breakout. You might even move higher. And for the stochastics already boiling. I mean boiling, but it's already past 80. So it could be anywhere to drop off or a breakout. It's just, it's high, its valuation is high. And then the chalking money inflow is money is coming in, a lot of volume coming in, and there's some sign of a breakout. And you can see, if you go back to the main chart there, I have used the trend line, the upper channel trend line and the lower channel trend line. So the upper channel trend line tells you where the peak points are, and the lower channel trend line tells you where the trough are. And also it lines up with the 50-day moving average. So as you can see, it's on the tip of the breakout point. It just needs a good news. It just needs Fiverr to come with something huge, a merger, a huge investment, some big mega news for it to break out. If there's nothing, there's no news, because the next big news is the earnings, which is like next year. So if nothing, they'll get reset and they move back down. They'll roll over back down. And if they do roll over back down, it'll be about $180. So that will be the next time I buy Fiverr again. That's $180 if it does roll off. It's no point trying to buy at the peak. It's always good to buy when it's lower now. So earnings season is still quite far away. Then the breakout comes in. Then we buy a momentum. Then we buy at that point and let it break out. But if not, we just have to wait for it to reset itself down. Let it settle down. You see, it's going on a nice wave. It's going on a nice wave. The business fundamentals are still the same. The business earnings forecast growth are still the same. Nothing has changed. So for it to go even higher, it needs a really, really concrete evidence. But for now, just wait for it to roll back down. Okay. And the next one will be Square. I like Square. Square will be, if I put in my top 4, it'll be my 4th on the list. So I'll still be adding. It'll be a 4th priority to add. But I just want to share what I have discovered on the Square technical analysis here. So for Square, same thing. I've used trendline this time, not Fibonacci's method. Trendline is where to go. It's based on the technicals. So let's go to the RSI, the relative strength index. Tendency to sell at 70. Now it's sitting about 67, so it could go up to 70, where it's around about 212, and then you might decide where one's going to go. And then stochastic is there. It could go on for 3 weeks. It could go on for 3 weeks at above 80 because of this cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is moving at the momentum of Bitcoin just now. And it could stay up there. And then the money inflow is strong enough to last 3 to 4 weeks. So where I'm coming from, because of the big cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, people are buying Bitcoin on PayPal and on the Square platform, it could be a reason for them to break up, because that will generate a lot of revenue, as proven in the last quarter's earning. Most of the revenue will buy Bitcoin. So we're just waiting on news on Square, on what Jack Dorsey is going to say. Is it going to be more crypto that he's going to be introducing? Or will he be expanding to Europe? There's so many scopes that Jack Dorsey can pull out of his magic hat there to boost the share price up. Again, Square is a good stock to own. But if that doesn't happen, if you reach a ceiling up to about 218, it doesn't break out, you roll back down to 195. Because end of the day, it's moving on a nice wave, nice trend line. It's on the upper trend just now. So if you are thinking on taking profit, just hang in there, wait for the RSI to go 70, then go back up, take a nice profit and come back down again. And take a loss if you are more of a short-term trader. So that's me on Square. So for CrowdStrike will be having the earnings next week. CrowdStrike is a different story. They'll be having the earnings next week, and when I check out the charts, CrowdStrike has changed quite a bit. I don't own CrowdStrike no more, but I think CrowdStrike's momentum has really slowed down. So as you can see, the RSI is starting to go up. It will go all the way up to earnings day. I think the stock price for CrowdStrike will go all the way up to earnings day, a day or two before the earnings day, and then their fate will be determined by the earnings. And I think I see sell-off, stochastics high. I think so much money inflow has been moving into CrowdStrike, anticipating for good earnings. But if you check out the upper channel or lower channel trend line here, it's already broken the trend line. It's already broken the 50-day moving average. There's no more support. It's starting to create a new support where it's a slower momentum. It's like a straight line up and then slow momentum. It's creating a slow momentum, maybe life after COVID-19. It's still a growth stock, but I think it's trying to develop a new life after COVID-19. So if we reset that line, if we take the top, how is that going to break the top line? It needs great earning. It needs a great story. It needs a great buy-in for investor to show that they are ambitious. But for now, for where they are, for the business as it stands, for the expected growth rate, they'll just be going very slowly above, 130, 140 mark. That's where they are. That's where they should be playing. End of the day, the hyper growth, they've been overvalued because of COVID-19. So for me, if it was my money, and this is my personal humble opinion, I'll wait up until the earnings day. I will sell. Okay, I would sell. If I were to buy, wait for the earnings to come out, I think most likelihood it will fall. It will, I think, fall for at least a good week or two, and then when it starts reaching the likes of 125, 120s, that's a great support line which I mentioned before, then buy in again. And then if it drops further to 110, then buy in again. But I think the story for CrowdStrike, that's supporting it just now, CrowdStrike has just ran out of ideas on how they could expand, unless they come and say that they've secured big clients, they've maybe big clients they've secured in a certain country, or big contracts they've secured, or growth in corporate customer, business to business customer growth. Then there's a legitimate story for them to grow. Or revenue exploded for some surprising client. So something needs to be super duper awesome concrete info from the earnings. If it's just a mediocre earnings that we have hit expectation, then you most likely see a fall because it shouldn't sustain that momentum, as you can see there. So this is me for the 3 technical analysis, and so hopefully you like it. Please click like, subscribe, share, or also the bell or the notification, because I share information every single lunchtime. Great information before the opening bell, so please do that. And hopefully to see you for closing bell tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.